tropical update as of 8 p.m. PST, September 19th. This is the second tropical update since we got our sun back. I mean, damn. Tropical storm Gabrielle is still shared by the Tut, and the little center was just west of the deep convection and reaching burst. How poetry observed it now. A black wave path showed a couple bands curving around the eastern semicircle of the system. So they went with 45 knots for this advisory. It's moving northwest at 10 knots as it stood by a subtropical ridge over the central lake. In about a day, it will turn to the north-northwest and then north while it moves, being the western periphery of the ridge in mid-latitude 12 over the eastern United States. The storm should turn more towards the northeast and south in the mid-latitude westerlies by early next week. The track guidance has gradually slower forward motion this cycle, and by the end of the forecast period is further south, which favors probably a stronger system. Overall, the latest NAC track forecast is slower than the previous prediction. It also further east for the first 48 hours, likely due to the initial position being further north than expected. It should continue monitoring its progress. And a 20% chance of tropical force winds. Low is expected to gradually strengthen as the environmental conditions become more conducive for the next couple of days. The system should reach hurricane strength by Sunday and is forecast to peak at 90 knots at 72 hours. This forecast is closest to the corrected consensus HCCA. Yeah, I agree. Most likely. We can show you the data. Here's the track. But it curves out to the east of Bermuda, and off it goes, boom, boom, which is in line with the models. Actually, Azores may actually be more threatened Bermuda longer term. uh, GEFS, a little bit more, a little further north, but some of the models take more further south. 976 out of 144 hours. I think a Cat 2 is very likely. Her it is, most likely Cat 2 about 90 knots in the consensus with the models. And it could show you a picture of our storm. Still very well shared. I'll see what about here. Next, we're going to look at the Eastern Pacific, which we have a 96L, which is being shared to hell, and now down to 20%, and should be just played in pretty soon. But more interest is 97L, E, as a broad area of low pressure near the southern coast of Mexico is producing a large area of disoriented showers. Environmental conditions are expected to become favorable enough for depression to form. And this thing could be the big show. Let's be honest. Yeah, the big show. At 25 knot winds. Look at this track. This track favors a nice hurricane. Turns westward, south of the cool water. GFS enablers show 986 by 144 hours. I think a Cat 2 or 3 is looking pretty possible. If it stays south, I think a Cat 2 easily is possible. If it goes a little bit further north, closer to GEFS, which is right here, then I'll probably be a lot weaker on the lower side of these models. Yeah. So yeah. But they say 40% in the next 2 days, 80% in the next 7. I agree. This thing has awesome chances of formation. Here's 96 being shared and is dead. Here's 97, which is probably going to become our hurricane. Longer term, we got another system of length coming off near Cape Verde and is producing disargued showers. Slow development is possible to the later part of the week. Well, about only 20% chance of development. I don't expect much during the next 7 days in the Atlantic. We have to watch the Gulf during the next 7 to 10 days, and maybe watch the Atlantic. But these are not looking great. Hers set GFS at 72 hours. You see that? Nine, nine, that nice little system at 72 hours. Yeah. Here's 120. It's now moved west. Overall, is recurving. We don't really even see nothing forming at 120. CMC at 126. Still in view. 180. Nothing. T10. Nothing. We're watching this system right in the Western Atlantic tonight. Some models are trending to show it. Here's the enablers. If you longer term neighbors do show it. Well, also a golf system could form too. I mean, but nothing has a great chance of formation. Uh, GEFS puts more emphasis on the wave off the Cape Verdes, but like I said, it's 7 to 10 days, possibly a pickup in activity. Eastern Pacific, look at that, 995 on 20 hours, 983, I think it says. CMC is further north and weaker. Yeah, actually threatens the Baja. All the GFS pretty much takes it, slows to 956, forms another system behind it. So right now, I think it's more likely the GFS is right. We'll probably have more ridging, which allows it to become a much stronger system. Here's the ECMIS 144. Well, that's your tropic update.